Hi, I'm Carl Filipiak, and welcome to I Only Know Seven Songs, or How to Not Be Real Frightened of Looking at All the Songs in a Real Book. I remember when I looked at a real book the first time, and it is intimidating the amount of songs and material that are in it. And while there's probably more than seven songs in it, I'm going to just reduce it to seven just to get a starting point, and because that was just a nice number, and I thought it would get some people to watch this. So, grouping them into these seven songs, I'm going to deal with three of the forms. Just like you would in a blues band, you would have no problem if somebody mentioned we're doing a song, and if you didn't know what the song was, and they just said, "Hey, it's a blues in G," you wouldn't have any problems knowing what to play because you're aware of that form. And it's the same thing with the real book. There are there are a couple forms that are just real important to know. One of the easiest forms to start off with is a modal. I'm calling it a form, modal tunes. So these are chords, songs that have chords with long duration. The most famous would probably be "So What" and "Impressions." So it's 16 bars of D minor, and it'll move up for another 8 bars to E flat minor, and then it comes back down. These songs seem deceptively simple, and maybe we'll talk about some tips on navigating through that. But those songs are in the same category as many songs. So when I look at a tune like "Maiden Voyage," there's a lot of sus chords in it for, at least a 4 bar duration. Those that I'm putting into the category of a modal tune. So once again, we'll talk about how to solo over them in a later lesson. Two other forms that are really important that explain a ton of songs in a real book would be the blues form. And as long as you know what a 12-bar blues is, there's a simple form in jazz to where you add a little bit more, harmonic motion, and it becomes a jazz blues. So if I mentioned "The Thumb" by Wes Montgomery, and you didn't know it, you just say a blues in G. Now, a jazz blues will be a G chord, G13, to a C9, or a G dominant chord. So far, it's pretty stock, standard. Now G, then it goes to the 6, E altered, A minor to D, and a turnaround. So if you get that form, you've got literally hundreds of songs that are in that blues category. And I'll go into a bunch of them in different keys and stuff later. I'm here just to give you, a foundation and not to be intimidated when you look at a real book. The third form that I like to talk about would be a minor blues. Just like a minor blues would be 3 minor chords, in a basic, traditional blues band. In a jazz minor blues, we'd use, I'll do C minor. C minor. It's pretty normal. It's going to go to F minor. Back to C minor. Here it'll go to an A flat dominant chord, maybe a G altered chord, to C minor. And there's a bunch of tunes. So if I say, let's do Equinox, or Mr. PC, Burke's Works. There's tons of tunes with that progression in it. And some of them are in different keys, so obviously you have to know them in a bunch of keys. So maybe on the next lesson I'll talk about some other forms, and I'll talk for some solo strategies for soloing over those forms. Take care, and hope I see you soon. Thank you.